Welcome back, everybody. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Aaron.
This is our show, Crypto Cosm, where I talk about how astrology affects the crypto market.
I bring you that worldly crypto news.
And we got some good news in the astrology world, right? So
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
So we know we've been talking about it Thursdays. This eclipse, new moon eclipse, opposing Pluto is going to be pretty awesome. Very transformative new moon, right? But we also have two other major aspects happening right now.
Tell me.
We have the Grand Water Trine is at the very, very end of this Grand Water Trine. We'll never have it again in the rest of our lives, your grandparents' lives, your children's lives. It's never going to happen again. All right?
Beautiful.
Call to action. It's time to transform your emotions. And then we also have, finally, a positive aspect to Saturn.
Does that exist?
Just today, Venus moved into Virgo, Earth sign, all right? So now we have a grand Earth trine. We have Venus at the very beginning of Virgo, Uranus at the very beginning of Taurus, and Saturn is moved backward to the very beginning of Capricorn. So what does it mean? We know Venus is our money planet. In the sign of Virgo is like the analytical yes or no. So Mercury is the ruler of two different signs, Gemini and Virgo. And we like to think of Gemini as like AM radio, with all the static, all the noise, all the BS. And Virgo is very like the FM radio, or even better, satellite radio. This pinpoint
HD, baby.
Very specific,
HD.
Exactly. Crystal clear, you know exactly what it is. You're never gonna get bleed from another station coming through. It doesn't happen. It's very precise, okay? So it's the two different sides of the trading of information. One is here's all the information, the other is this very finite point, you know?
Crystal clear.
So when we have Venus, planet of money, and you know, desires moving into a very specific focused sign of Virgo, forming that beautiful trine over here to Uranus in Taurus, trine up here to Capricorn and Saturn in Capricorn.
There we go.
There it is. Yeah. So favorable sign in when we're talking about Capricorn and Saturn. This is good because the opposition, the squares, that's the hard stuff. That's when our market goes down. We're in a really good spot right now for the first time in months of a positive outlook on things, but about being very specific in the way that we structure and change the way the crypto world is moving forward.
Absolutely.
That's sweet, man. That's starting right now.
Beautiful.
Right now. And that's going to be going on through, you know, the water trine is going to break come Thursday. So on Wednesday, it's going to be here. Thursday, it's kind of break. But it's still that perfect opposition to Pluto, and with the grand Earth trine is a very, very real thing. So it's like creation, you know. If waters are emotions and the water sinks to the bottom of whatever vessel is in, the water's going to sink to the bottom of this cup or to the bottom of the dam or whatever. It's emotions get to the bottom of it, the feelings, you know. And Earth creates the structure of which that water sits in. So these two together is like a super, super powerful formula that's happening this week. Very, very, very good for our community.
I love it.
Me too.
I love it. And speaking of
good things in our community,
I'll tell you what. NEM, N-E-M, creating that structure. Creating that, and this is a theme that we've kind of been seeing these past couple months. So even in March, let's start off with NEM. I'm getting ahead of myself. NEM is opening up the largest blockchain center in Asia. The largest blockchain center. What is that? What is a blockchain center, right?
It's where everybody comes in and they play Pokemon Go.
I wouldn't doubt it. At least they're indoors. They're not going to be holding to their phone, walking across the street going, I got it. You know, getting hit by cars.
They had a photo shoot in a park.
That was a thing.
And there was just a bunch of people in the background playing Pokemon Go. It was super frustrating.
It's the zombie
apocalypse.
apocalypse.
Nothing to do with astrology or cryptocurrency.
They're all walking around mindlessly. But anywho, I was guilty for a little while too. Don't feel bad. You guys know you did it too. But anywho, blockchain center. So what they do is it's an incubator. It's educational classes. It's teams working together, collaborating with enterprises, incorporating blockchain technology into current business. Now there is so much to learn in this space. No one person could ever even come close to doing it all. I sit back and I read articles after articles every single day, and there's so much that I don't know about. Take, for instance, Amazon in March partnered with Collidal, another company, another blockchain company, not actually has its own coin, but an actual company that has basically created an easy button for other companies to create cryptocurrencies. So, I mean, we're still in that 3 to 5% adoption phase right now. There's only 16 million, 30 million Bitcoin addresses out there. And how many Bitcoin addresses do you own? I know I own like 4 or 5. So, I mean, well, let's just say everybody owned 3, and we're at 10 million users of Bitcoin across the world. We're still talking a tiny amount of people. But now we have all these companies that are becoming established. They already have the use of the internet and the connectedness. So it's like the internet was a big thing. But now blockchain, because we have the internet and we're already connected, it's evolving even faster. I mean, we're getting close to that, singular where adoption rates are just skyrocketing. And we're seeing all of these centers come together. Now, Lisk has built their own wallet around education of blockchain. Ethereum has education centers. There's just so much and so much out there, so much possibility for now these companies just to say, oh, you want crypto? Sure, come hit this button. Pay a fee of such and such money, and we'll do it for you. You don't even need to know anything about it. We're the experts. We'll take care of it for you. All you have to do is sign here.
It's just making it easier and easier for people that don't know anything about it to jump into the pool. And the more people that are in the pool, the better we all are.
The bigger the party. I'll tell you what. And it's interesting of all the, how much that traditional businesses, stocks have skyrocketed once they've announced that they're going to introduce blockchain to their products. So Kodak, we talked about Kodak several months ago.
Yeah.
Now their stock jumped like 13% once they had the announcement of blockchain.
Seems oxymoronic to me. They're like, oh, they're going to come out with cryptocurrency. I'm going to buy stock. It's like, no, buy the crypto. But whatever, take your time.
Only allowed for institutional investors. So you had to be worth that 2 million point. So there's a lot of people that stocks were the only option. But absolutely. It's just interesting, just the trend of blockchain and what it's doing. I mean, on the last episode, we talked geopolitical adoption. We talked e-government adoption. We talked smart city grids and internet devices on the blockchain using crypto to make these transactions and record this data. The growth is it's like a wildfire in California.
It's beyond anything, and that's something that's let's again tie in this. The astrology is saying go beyond what you thought was possible right now. Live beyond what you thought was possible. If you thought that this was the limit, go beyond that. That is the epitome of what that water trine is. That connection between Jupiter and Neptune. Expand, greater than what your money is now, greater than what your thoughts are right now, greater than the trading is right now, greater than what yourself is right now. It's like it's calling you out, man. It's like we're doing this. We're going smart cities. Like no one thought about that. Like when Greece was built, like it's like that was a genius city. Now we're gonna make that look. It's analog. It's analog. It's the record. Greece is the analog to what this is, this Bluetooth MP3 world that we're going to be in. And it's going to be incredible.
It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. It's growing so fast. It's much faster than even I thought could happen. I mean, the countries and the articles that are coming out and then that are working together, it's fantastic how some of these things are coming to fruition. Some of the things that we previously thought were bad in terms of government, et cetera, have really opened up new doors and new opportunities, especially in this space. It's been amazing. Speaking of advancements, another one I read earlier was NVIDIA is now coming out with their new GPUs.
If you're a miner, this is interesting because this could potentially save you some power. It's that's the biggest aspect of this mining here. And I've got some friends that are miners, and they're like, I had to lock the thing. They keep it in their house, but they're like, it's so loud. Not everyone has a warehouse full of mining gear, but. I mean, who knows what the volume is going to be, but just the power consumption is insane. And
absolutely.
If these new cards can add to that in a greater way.
Well, one of the big deals that happened earlier this year was ASIC miners came out with a new machine that basically made GPU mining obsolete. So it made it look so inefficient that there was no choice but to basically give up the GPUs and go over and use the ASIC miners. So if any of you miners are out there watching the show, it is not my area expertise. Drop a comment. Let us know if you guys have looked into it or if it would be beneficial to any other viewers that are actually in that mining game. So it's a little bit different league than investments and some of the technical research that I do, but I would love to hear more about it. So their previous card, the 1080, this one is supposed to run 3 to 5 times faster than the 1080. So it's going to be equivalent to the 1180. So, and that's coming out in August. So we're only a month away, not even, depending on when it comes out in August.
Right.
So we're only a month away from that, and I'm curious to see. I would love to hear something that's keeping up with those ASIC miners and that whole fiasco in terms of them running that quote-unquote efficient monopoly.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see the power. I want to see the power get like evened out. That's the big thing, you know. It's like this, the whole E85 ethanol. They're like, well, yeah, it's 10 cents cheaper than fuel, but how, like, what it takes to create it, it's the same thing. You're saving 10 cents on one end and you're adding 10 cents to over here. So it's like, as we're creating this new world, as we're creating this new money, we're creating this new technology, you know, we don't want to paint ourselves into a corner and get into a spiral where we're hurting ourselves essentially. And this is a great new step, potentially could be a great new step in that direction. Mining is a huge aspect that's very necessary right now in the crypto world. So
Absolutely,
getting that,
100%.
Getting that to a power-friendly place is definitely key.
It's up there in the greatest importance, I think, in the crypto world is the scaling, the power consumption, and the usability of that. So it's really kind of, that dynamic trio working as the race to the moon. I mean, who's going to be able to solve these problems first? It's fantastic.
It's a good analogy.
So something else that ran into that I really wanted to talk to as many viewers as possible. Now, this one really blew my mind and opened me up to how some of these things work inside crypto pump and dump groups. Now, all of you out there are probably on Facebook, on Instagram, and you see these individuals come out and say, they'll post their chart and hey guys, this coin is blah, 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 blah. It's about to shoot up like 30 cents. We got to hop on now. And I read through this article and it was a forehead slap. And I was just like, man. So there was a study done. They left the names of the pump and dump groups. Pump and dumpers nameless. But I'm sure it's pretty static on how this happens in the majority of these groups. So let's just take the average of the groups that I've read and say we have a Facebook group or a Telecom? I can't think of the social media site that they use. Telegram group with 50,000 people. Okay. Now, what those 50,000 people don't know is that there is a room in the back, the VIP room, with only 50 people, 75, maybe if that, maybe it's only 20. But there's an inner sanctum that's built around these that make the pump and dump groups work. These are the individuals that win.
Well, they're the one creating the need and the necessity for it. They're creating the hype that says, oh, Aaron, guess what? Neighbors got Johnsonville brats. Oh, we better get Johnsonville brats. Let's go over there now. And then all of a sudden, he's just like, oh, I've got one left. I mean, that's a terrible analogy, actually.
That's pretty much how it goes down. So this inner sanctum of people, of 50 or 100 individuals, have already put in and invested all of their money undetected to the 50,000 in the group, an hour ahead of time. Once they tell their 50,000 people,
right,
the 50,000 people are the ones that invest and then go out and advertise, hey everybody, and they think that they're going to get rich off of the public.
Fun tokens at 0.029 right now. It's going to go back up to 10 cents in 5 seconds. Everybody jump into fun token. And they're like, oh yeah, fun's only less than 3 cents right now. That seems like a great idea. And then everyone starts jumping in as this hype goes up. And then as soon as it goes up, sweet, thanks, sucker, pulling out.
But the inner sanctum pulls out well before the 50,000 and take all of the profits. So once the 50,000 have dumped their money in, turn around and start advertising, their money's gone already. So it's the 50,000 individuals that get screwed out of the pump and dump. So if you're an individual, you might think long and hard about how and why this group is functioning the way it's functioning. Find out if there's a VIP group. But really, you're probably the one being got in this situation.
And what this is a big thing here that we're talking about. Not just that, but we're talking about giving your power away. Okay? What you're saying is, you know more than me. I'm going to be ignorant. I'm not going to do the research, or I don't have the time. And I'm going to trust you that you know better for me and my dollar than I do. Let me tell you right now, that is not where we're at in the world. That is not what is reflecting upstairs. It's saying you are in the driver's seat of your life. You need to create this. You know, this is another thing that we talked about months ago. It was just like, everyone has advice for everybody else and how you should live life, what you should invest in, what you should invest in. They might be right, they might be wrong, you know, but it's not until after you make the mistake or the victory that you can look at your neighbor that gave you that advice and say that, yes, I'm glad I followed it, or I'm glad I didn't follow it. But the thing is, you have to be true to yourself in these situations. And it's like, if you do the research, then you know what's going on. But if you're just blindly trusting someone, everybody wants to make money. That's how we survive in this world. And some people are, hey, let's make money together, and are very honest about it. And some people want to just pull the wool over your eyes and say, this is a great idea, it's a great idea. And then you sink in, and then, you know, it's like, that's not uncommon. It's not going anywhere. It's not like people are just going to all of a sudden just, everyone's going to live an honest life. And no, man, everybody wants to make a quick buck, and you make a quick buck on somebody else. And that's unfortunately how the world works sometimes. You can go to the store and buy a case of waters for $3, but if I go buy one at a gas station, it's going to cost me $3 for one. You know what I mean? That's how business works. So everybody's making money on somebody else. Just do the research. Live in your own truth, you know? That is key right now.
What comes fast goes fast. That's
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
I mean, that's really the bottom line. Now that we're settling right around 65,000, I'm sorry,
6,500.
6,500, 6,700 for Bitcoin.
65,010 cents.
Maybe next year. But you know, we're settling here, and we're seeing really the growth from what we had before, from 1,000 to 6,500. I mean, that's more sustainable than 1 to 20,000. As we can all see, it jumped up to 20,000. But it was too fast. Of course, it's unsustainable, and it comes down to that realized value. Slow and steady really is going to win the race here. I mean, that comes fast is going to leave fast.
Turtle wins the race.
We've got the individuals that are looking for that $250,000 to cash out and get that Lambo. But then that's it. I mean, hopefully you got more that you can still reinvest in.
That, yeah.
You know, we want to think further than just today. We want to pave the way. We want to make these things sustainable, and blockchain is going to be around for the long haul. We're not talking the 2 to 3 to 5 year fad. I mean, this
isn't bell bottoms.
It's here to stay.
This isn't bell bottoms. This isn't the rations that we dealt with in the 30s. You know, I mean, that was a big deal. Again, that was a Uranus and Taurus thing, and that's what we're in right now as well. Money is going to change. Money changed back then, but it was short lived. The rations were a short period of time. It's like we can already see all the benefits that are happening with crypto. We see, you know, the technology is shaping our community. And we're going to a place of community. You know, it's not just sitting here in my isolated little place and sitting in my... No, it's like we need to... There's no job application that says, you know, do you work well by yourself and not talking to anyone ever? You know, it's like all job applications say, do you work well with others? Because you have, you know, hand in hand we cross the river. We have to, you know, link arms and create that common space to do this. And this crypto market is that common space for us to play ball in.
So just a note to think of you individuals, if you are involved in a pump and dump group, chances are you might be the one getting dumped on. So take a good, long, hard look on how it's happening, why it's happening. Is it a good fit?
And share, if this happens to you, share
leave
the
us a
story.
comment.
Not only leave us a comment, but share it in these groups. There's so many of these Facebook groups, like plaster that stuff, because again, this community has to thrive and grow together. It's not like I'm going to keep my thumb on you while I get bigger. That can't work. That's old thinking. That's old money, We're in new thinking and new money. So share. If somebody's pulling the wool on you, just share it. Hey, watch out for these guys. Yeah, that's good. That's how we got to move forward.
Wonderful. I can't wait. The future is bright, ladies and gentlemen.
The future is now.
I think it is time for True Wisdom card of the day. This is a deck of playing cards with some positive quotes. If you guys are interested, the link is in the description. I'm going to give these a little shuffle here. Here we go. It's a long one.
Ooh.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Marianne Williamson.
I dig that.
I like it. We're not scared to fail. We're scared to succeed. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen.
It's true. You know, come on, we'll wrap one more little thing up here. If you don't know who Seth Godin is, look him up right now. When you're done watching this and the rest of our videos, type in Seth Godin on YouTube, look him up. The guy's a genius, and the way his brain works is really fascinating. Now, he was just talking recently about Icarus, the story of Icarus, and we're going to share this real fast as we end on this note. In the story of Icarus, you know, Icarus's father gave him these feather wings, and they were made with wax and feathers. And in today's time, it says, don't fly too high, Icarus, because the sun will melt your wings, and the feathers will fall apart, and you'll crash down to the ground. Which was changed. It was originally don't fly too low, right? But then the powers that be change things because they don't want you to succeed. They want to keep you down. They want you to keep you that you are in this small box, that you cannot expand to this greatness, that you cannot fly and touch the sun. Fly high, touch the sun.
Beautiful.
Icarus's wings. Seth Godin, check him out. You're gonna love him.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that little bell button down at the bottom so you guys don't miss a beat here on
Crypto Cosm!